Hello everyone, welcome back. Narcissism explained the mask of the wound and why they can't love you. If you have ever loved someone who made you question your reality, if you felt seen at first, then it's slowly erased, if you kept asking yourself why am I never enough, then this video is for you. Today I'm not here to label or attack anyone, I'm here to explain what narcissism really is, why I feel it's so confusing, and why trying harder was never going to fix it. Narcissism is one of the most misunderstood psychological patterns today. Online it's often reduced to ego, arrogance, and self-obsessed, but narcissism is not confidence, and it is definitely not self-love. At its core, narcissism is a psychological defense, a mask built to protect a fragile sense of self, and once you understand that, everything suddenly makes sense. What actually narcissism is: health self-esteem says, I know who I am and I can tolerate imperfection. Narcissism says, I must never be seen as flawed, ordinary, or weak. And this is the key difference. Narcissistic individuals do not have a stable sense of internal identity. Instead, their self-worth is outsourced. They rely on admiration, attention, status, control, superiority. Not because they love themselves, but because without validation, they collapse internally. And this is why narcissism is so reactive. Criticism feels like annihilation, boundaries feel like rejection. And where does narcissism come from? Narcissism almost always begins early in life, often in environments where the child was emotionally neglected or valued only for performance, success, or image. In both cases, the child receives the same message: who you are is not enough, so they adapt. They construct a false self, confident, impressive, untouchable, but the true self, the emotionally vulnerable part, is buried deep, not healed, not integrated, just hidden. That buried self becomes the source of lifelong shame. The false self versus the true self. The narcissist lives through false self. The false self says, I am superior, I am special, I must win at all costs, I must never be questioned. The true self feels insecure, inadequate, and afraid of exposure. And this is why narcissists avoid vulnerability, because intimacy threatens the mask. So instead of connection, they choose control. Instead of honesty, they choose image management. And how narcissism plays out in relationships. This is where most people recognize the patterns at first. The narcissist idolizes you. They are attentive, intense, charming, and you feel chosen. But what's really happening is this: you are functioning as a mirror. You reflect admiration back to them. Once you show needs, boundaries, independence, or emotional depth, the mirror cracks. This is when the evaluation begins. Suddenly, you are criticized, your feelings are dismissed, your reality is questioned, and you are blamed for their behavior. This is not because you have changed. It is because your humanity threatens their false self. A narcissist does not relate to people, they relate through people. Why you can never love them enough to change them. This is the hardest part. You cannot heal a narcissist with love. Empathy feels dangerous to them. Accountability feels like attack. Self-reflection feels like collapse. So instead, they use denial, projection, gaslighting, and blame shifting. Not because they are evil, but because their psyche or their psyche is organized around avoiding shame. And what is the cost of being near a narcissist? Emotional exhaustion, anxiety, self-doubt, loss of identity. For the narcissist gains shallow relationships, a chronic emptiness, repeated conflicts, inability to experience genuine intimacy. They might look powerful, but internally they are always defending. How do you heal if you are affected by them? If this resonates with you, you need to hear this very clearly. You did not imagine it. You wasn't too sensitive, and you weren't asking too much. Healing begins when you trust your perception again. You stop chasing closure from someone incapable of giving it, and you choose boundaries without guilt. Clarity is more powerful than understanding. Narcissism is not self-love, it's a mask built around unresolved pain. And the moment you stop trying to be seen by someone who cannot see, is the moment you return to yourself. If this video helped you, please subscribe for grounded psychology-based discussions like this, and share it with someone who needs clarity and not confusion. Until next time, stay safe, stay strong, and take care. Bye now.